what's this? Disheveled hair, an ill-fitting sweatshirt, a mug of coffee, and a plate of food that can mean only one thing. It's time for breakfast with Jonnie. Hey, check it out, it's a new mug. It says be greater than average in math speak, which the part of me that enjoys math and nerdish things really loves, and the part of me that hates being considered a nerd still really likes because I think it's cool and my brother gave it to me for my birthday, so I like it. On today's menu, we have Dunkin' Donuts dark roast brewed at home fresh, and 2 pieces of homemade wheat bread, thick slice, toasted with peanut butter, 2 bananas, or a banana, 1 banana sliced into quarters, split between the 2, honey drizzled over it, and then a light dusting of cinnamon, like all the snow that has not lightly dusted my world recently this winter. And unfortunately, that doesn't mean that we've been bombarded with snow, it means that we've had no snow. In fact, it's raining this morning. It's hard to be sad about it while eating this, though, I will say that. Because this is yummy. Whenever I'm making one of these videos, I feel like there's food all over the entirety of my face, but then I watch it back while I'm editing, and it doesn't look that bad. So hopefully you guys don't notice. I do, however, always end up with honey and peanut butter on my hands. It's just hard not to. So, item 1 on the agenda, which is not actually a thing, it's just some stuff I've been thinking about while I was making this breakfast. You ever have a word stuck in your head? That's not how you say that. You have a song stuck in your head. Have you ever had a word on the tip of your tongue that you haven't been able to think of, and then like you stop doing whatever you were trying to do to think of it, and then eventually it pops into your head? Well, I have that problem a lot. However, it usually goes on for 3 or 4 days. Case in point, the other night I was talking to my fiance on the phone and trying to say the word conceptualize, as in I was conceptualizing a new YouTube series, which I will give you no information about because I usually tend to announce things and then never do them, and I don't want to do that with this project because I would actually like to do it, so I'm not going to announce it. That's totally how that works, right? Yeah. So anyway, I was on the phone with her, and while we were talking, I started to look on thesaurus.com for words that I thought were close to it and see if I could figure out what it was just by reading across it. Didn't work. The past 2 days while I've been working at, actual work, I've been sitting there trying to think of what it was, and finally I woke up this morning and realized the word was conceptualize, and it made me so happy, and I texted her in like all caps, and she was like, good for you, you're weird. That was subtext, she didn't actually say that part. I'm just assuming she probably thought it. But yeah, I feel like that's just another one of those ways that my brain is inherently very stubborn and will not give up a problem until it has found the solution. Which is probably why I was pretty stinking good at math when I used to do that kind of thing. Sometimes I like to do gross things, just to see what it looks like when I'm editing later. Is that weird?
Yes, it is.
But so am I, so I'm gonna keep doing it. Item number 2, the Nintendo Switch. Talked about this in last week's video, I'm not gonna go into it, but I have, yes, officially pre-ordered both the console and the special $100 edition of Zelda Breath of the Wild that comes with like a map of Hyrule and a special coin and a carrying case, and oh my word, I'm so excited. The nice thing is, because it's still 2 months out, I can, every time I get paid, go into GameStop and put a little bit money toward the thing. So then on March 3rd, I can just pick it up and go. It'll be great. It'll be like I got a free thing because my brain is stupid, and if I'm not spending right at a specific moment, spending money, I left out that word, because I'm dumb. If I'm not spending money right at the specific moment, it doesn't think I've spent any money. However, I have gotten much better at not just purchasing everything that I could ever possibly want online, which I went through a phase that I did that. Oopsies. Item 3. As I have belabored ad nauseum over the past few weeks on this show, I've been making a concerted effort recently to do less and less electronic, just passive entertainment and more active things. So here's a status report on how that all is going. In short, it's going fantastically. I now watch on average probably less than half an hour of YouTube a day. I'll probably play maybe half an hour to an hour of video games, and the rest of the time I spend reading and thinking and doing all of these sorts of things that I used to love doing and now I love doing again. And I feel so much better. It's like my brain has finally been decluttered of all of this nonsense that was bouncing around inside of it. Alongside that, I've actually started decluttering my life. There are all these books that I've had on these shelves that I bought but never read just because I felt like I should own them. Well, over the past couple weeks, I've read through all of them because that's the most important first step, and now I can take them to half-price books and get them out of here. It's just, my life feels fresher and more open. It's like I've finally gotten rid of all of these things that I felt like I needed to do just because I had always done them, also known as bad habits. And I know I can't necessarily say that correlation and causation are the same thing, but since I've stopped watching so much and being so passive, I've started dreaming again, like a lot more really great, creative, fun dreams. I mean, I went through a period of like 4 years where I don't remember dreaming at all, and now I remember multiple dreams every single night, and I love that because I absolutely love dreaming. My eyes aren't nearly as tired as they used to be, although of course because I work in front of a computer, it's kind of difficult, so I do still have that eye strain issue, but I'm working on it by reducing the amount of time I spend in front of a screen at home. All in all, it's just really, really great, and I wish I had had the chutzpah, which, by the way, is a fantastic word. I wish I had had the chutzpah to make this change so much earlier in my life. The benefits are like practically limitless. And that's not even mentioning the fact that once I'm married, I'm sure my wife will appreciate the fact that I don't spend 4 hours a day staring at a screen instead of spending time with her. All kinds of perks. Almost as perky as this coffee makes me. That was the weirdest sounding slurp I think I've ever made. Oh, one last thing before I go. I just thought of while looking at this little last piece of toast. See how there's like a spot on here that has banana and then a spot that doesn't have banana? Well, I have this habit when I'm eating of always trying to get a bite of everything together at the end. So it's sort of like the colored Skittles thing where you eat them so you always have the same number. Am I the only one who does that? Is that weird? I just really like ending my meal knowing what everything tastes like eaten together. Even if it doesn't really make any sense to put it together. Like mint M&Ms and pizza. I've done that before. Also, I'm not sure that is really technically a meal, but c'est la vie. Well, it appears, you know what I'm about to say, that we have reached the end of my breakfast. Which means that we have reached the end of Breakfast with Jonnie. Here is the obligatory part where I say I would like to do one of these every month and then inevitably don't end up doing it for 2 months because that's been the pattern so far. Until next week. Deuces.